Okay, spoilers. Okay, so... Fuck! They killed Han Solo. Yeah, I mean, whatever. I mean, I was very pissed because some asshat actually made a Twitter account, added me, or followed me, and when I clicked on his page, he only had one tweet, and it said, Kylo Ren kills Han Solo, hashtag Star Wars, hashtag Merry Christmas. And I want to say his screen name was Kylo Solo, I think. So if you want to track him down and write shit on his page, by all means. But even going into that knowing that Solo dies, I was completely fine with that because this movie really, to me, is just recycling, well, not recycling, but paying, you know, homage to the original movie. C-3PO is basically a C-3PO with a red arm. Chewbacca is Chewbacca. BB-8 is R2-D2. Luke and Leia and Rey and Finn are basically the same characters. You can kind of argue which one's which, whatever. Poe is like the new Han Solo. Really cool, kind of like the scoundrel type character. He's a little bit more clean cut, but he was my favorite character. Han Solo is like the new Obi-Wan Kenobi. He comes in, he's a mentor, he dies. And he's kind of like the driving force for the new generation to move forward. It's like Han Solo was a father figure, and now he's dead, and we have to go fight the Empire or the New Order. So I can see why they did that. Phasma, who I didn't even recognize was the big tall woman from Game of Thrones, is like the new Boba Fett. Am I right? Snork, who I forgot was Andy Serkis, kind of reminds me of Thanos. Doesn't really do shit. Sits in a chair, barks orders. He's the Emperor, hands down, obviously. And of course, you know, Kylo Ren is Vader. And Luke, I think, is the new Yoda. Yeah, I said it. And people, oh no, he's Obi-Wan. No, man. He's Yoda. He's over at the Jedi Temple, what the fuck, trying to get all the stuff from like the early days of the Jedi. So he is definitely Yoda. So let's talk spoilers. What did I love about this movie? A lot, man. I mean, I love the way that they used practical effects. I liked that they kind of went with the whole generation idea of Kylo Ren being, you know, a character who's connected to so many characters from the original trilogy. You know, his grandfather is Darth Vader. His parents are, Han and Leia. And his uncle is Luke Skywalker. So it's like, this guy is like every favorite character in a blender. What do I think as far as the other characters? Well, I think it's pretty sure to say that Rey has got to be some form of Luke's either daughter or maybe a pupil from that class of people that, you know, he taught that and it went sideways. Maybe she had her mind wiped. I think Lando is Finn's father. I'm just guessing. It's not because he's black, it's just that he's kind of charismatic like Lando, and I think Lando is something that's going to be safe for episode 8 or 9. We're going to find out about that later on. But I thought the story was great. You know, I mean, it was a little cheap the way the Death Star was kind of like a bigger version, and it had the same weak point. Just shoot the little tiny spot, and that's it. But then again, this movie was so much fun, just like the first movie, that you really didn't give a crap. You know, honestly, I could have kept watching. I could have, if you told me that, you know, episode 8 and 9 was going to play right after, I would have been like, alright, well, you know, let me grab more popcorn, because I enjoyed watching it in a sense where it's like, I want to see more, but I have no problem going back and watching this again. So with that said, guys, solid A movie. Can't wait for the next one. Yeah. I wish I had more to say. I wish this was like a more mixed bag kind of movie where I can say, oh, this is good, this is bad, in the middle, final consensus. But it was just a good movie. I mean, you know, would I have liked to see more of Luke? Yeah, but then again, the way they did it, I have no problems with the way they did it. I'm kind of intrigued for the next movie. I'm glad they didn't make him a villain. Quite honestly, I thought he was going to be like the new Emperor. I didn't expect Andy Serkis in a Thanos chair to just be sitting around. So, yeah, I like that. I really thought it was going to be something along the lines of like, you know, he was going to be the new Emperor, Kylo Ren was going to be his son, and etc., etc. I kind of like the idea how they did the family tree of that. I also thought it was an interesting choice to not have Kylo Ren be anything different than just a guy in a mask. Honestly though, when they got to the third act, I was very torn between like, okay, Kylo Ren is a cool character in the first half of the movie, and even in the end when you know he's having the most epic sword fight in the you know, in the woods with the snow. I thought that was amazing. But when he takes off the mask, it's like he's just some like angsty teenage shithead. He's a little punk. He's just like, will you help me? I kind of wanted him to be a little bit more badass, a little bit more legendary. Don't get me wrong, he was better than Anakin Skywalker from the prequels, but at the same time, he was kind of just a little bitch. But hey, you know, I like the fact that they gave him some layers. It wasn't just a, you know, light side, dark side. He's kind of conflicted, and I'm sure they're gonna work some redemption into it. If I had to guess, because here's an interesting point, is that if they're really following the franchise from the original trilogy, then people are gonna die in a certain way. Like, for example, Obi-Wan Kenobi died in the first movie, Han Solo died in the next movie, in this movie. So, with that said, you know, Captain Phasma will probably die in the next one, and then the third one, you know, Luke, Snork, Kylo Ren will die because they're representations of Vader, the Emperor, Yoda, and, you know, Captain Phasma's kind of like Boba Fett. And I'm okay with that. Like, we can totally kill off all those characters. Luke has to die. Luke has to die so that the young generation can move forward. Kylo Ren needs to probably die in a redemptive kind of way to kind of make up for the fact that he's kind of a shitheel in this movie. Well, I've got a question for you. How the hell did Rey have all those powers in the end? It seemed kind of out of nowhere, right? She was just like, oh, the Force! And boom, I was like, wow, that was easy. No training, huh? We're just gonna do that? Alright. And then conveniently, the most convenient Deus Ex Machina, the breaking of the ground between hero and villain, and be like, well shit, now I can't get you, even though Kylo Ren earlier in the film stopped a blaster mid-air, and there's this giant big blue floating plasma blast just floating in the air. So he can do that, but he can't take his lightsaber and like fire it like a missile. You know, he couldn't just be like, I'm just gonna, kind of like the guy from Guardians of the Galaxy with the whistle. He couldn't do that to go kill Rey, right? Seriously? Whatever. Whatever. I did love the movie. I'm just nitpicking the small details. Yeah. I'm gonna do an end and explain video because I want to talk about Luke. I want to know what's going on with Luke. I'm gonna read some different things that you guys are talking about, build a consensus, come back, talk about it, and we're gonna do that. Oh, and one more thing. I'm almost at 1,000 subscribers, and I'm starting to get these like tweets and comments and what have you saying, hey, Bruce Reviews, are going to do anything special for 1,000 subscribers? And yes, I am. I'm going to be doing 3 different things. Not going to tell you what they are, although one of them I kind of have to tell you what it is because it's going to be a Q&A video. Your questions, my answers. Be sure to comment on the bottom of this video and any other video you may have. I'll do a video, we'll do a Q&A, it'll be fun. Ask anything you want, I'll answer pretty much anything. Almost. Until next time, guys, thank you so much for watching, and as always, you just got burned.